This is a review of the BenQ SW271C. I admit the name doesn't roll off the tongue, but it's actually a really good monitor. There's going to be two parts to this interview. The first part, right now, is going to talk about the main features as quickly as possible. So without further ado, it's a full 4K monitor. It can be hardware calibrated, meaning that you can create all your favorite recipes. So you can work in Adobe RGB if you like to make prints. You can work in sRGB if all of your work is in social and online. Or Rec 709 if you're a video-orientated creator. What's the C for in terms of SW271C? Well, the C actually means USB-C, as in there's a USB-C hub on board. One of my favorite features of the USB-C hub is there's an SD card reader, and what we're actually filming this on right now uses SD cards. So it's just super convenient to have that built directly into the monitor. So all you need is one USB-C cable going into your laptop, into the monitor, and now you've got your video signal and everything for a USB-C hub via the monitor. A couple of extra features I really love about this monitor include the hotkey puck for effortless menu navigation, and the screen easily rotates for working vertically. It comes with a hood, and this easily controls stray light. And before you ask, yes, the hood works vertically as well. Let's talk a little bit more about calibration and consistency. Let's talk about color perception, because what you see isn't always real. Our eyes are tricky things. We did a shoot recently and we had a lot of scenes that were heavily gelled. As a consequence, our eyes adjusted to the colors in the room. And something that was really quite remarkable for a lot of the crew on set was that one of the scenes was flooded with green light, really heavy, thick green light. And then when we left that room and we went to natural daylight setting, everything was pink, almost red actually in color. And it took a while for our eyes to readjust. And that's because they'd been correcting the green within that room. And the same thing happens with a monitor. You could be looking at something and you might have some sort of skin tone. And what happens is, if you know what that skin tone should be, your eyes will start to correct for it. So you'll start to see it as being correct, even though what's presented to you isn't correct. And this is why hardware calibration is unbelievably important if color matters to you as much as it does to me. So just like we'd use a color chart to have a known value in terms of the specific color, calibration is exactly the same. So let's get back into the office. By using a color chart, we can get a consistent point of reference, because this is a known quantity, a known value. This is a particular white, this is an absolute black, this green is of a certain value, etc. With a monitor, we need to be calibrating so we can create a consistency with what we're looking at. So with hardware calibration, we're calibrating directly to the device itself. And that's one of the real advantages of the BenQ SW271C. Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? So once we've calibrated our BenQ monitor, we can move forward in our work with absolute confidence that when we are delivering files to our clients, whether they be stills, motion, and everything in between, we know that it is absolutely correct, and that a particular color red is that particular color red, or as much as the technology enables it to be at the moment. It's not just about hardware calibration, it's also about having edge-to-edge consistency and uniformity, so that when you've got an image up and you apply a very gentle gradation or vignette or something like that, that it's absolutely consistent with what you're seeing on screen is what you're then delivering to the client. This BenQ monitor comes factory calibrated to Rec 709, Adobe, and sRGB. So you can be sure that even if you haven't got a calibration device, that you're going to be working at a very high and consistent level. So what do I think about this monitor? I think the name's a bit rubbish, but I think as a product, it's excellent.